At first glance, it looks like a chance encounter caught on camera. A dove that just happened to be flying near a motorcycle. Either that or AI. But there's a lot more to it than that. It's a special bond between man and bird, and it can be seen wherever the rider goes in the Egyptian capital. Abdel Rahman Ismail is both a gymnastics coach and a trainer of doves. The 23-year-old works with birds without using ties or restraints, and yes, he's lost some before when they just took off. But not this one. Ismail has had the animal since it was born, and through gradual training, he says the tumbler pigeon overcame its fears of people and traffic noise to fly with him, and also follow him around when he's off the bike, which Ismail says is unusual for this breed. He has others and says whether they stay or fly away depends on how much you've trained the bird, how much you love it, and how much it loves you back. I'm Carl Azus, and this is the World from A to Z, your nonpartisan source for news and global events. We're thankful to be spending part of our day with you. The meteorological start of summer, which goes by the months of the year, is June 1st. The astronomical start, which goes by the Earth's relative position to the sun, is June 20th. But the unofficial start is this weekend with the observation of Memorial Day in the United States. The holiday is decades older than the one it's sometimes confused with, Veterans Day. That event began after World War I, initially remembering the armistice that ended it and later the service of American troops. But Memorial Day dates back to the U.S. Civil War, by far the deadliest conflict in American history. Beginning in the 1860s, mourners would decorate the graves of fallen soldiers with flowers. That gave rise to the name Decoration Day, which was observed on May 30th. In the decades that followed, it took on new meaning as Americans remembered their fallen from subsequent conflicts. The event became known as Memorial Day. It was established as a federal holiday in 1971, and the date was moved to the last Monday of the month so federal workers could have a 3-day weekend. The parades, the church services, the remembrance ceremonies held this time of year are a tribute to the Americans who gave their lives in service. Whether it was during wartime or peacetime, their sacrifices are honored.
Memorial Day is the unofficial start to summer. It also means the start of a busy travel season. AAA estimates more than 45 million people will travel between Thursday and Monday. That's almost 1.5 million more travelers than last year and would be a new record for Memorial Day travel. Roughly 39 million people are expected to hit the roads. There is good news for drivers. According to GasBuddy.com, the national average price for a regular gallon of gas as of Wednesday was $3.16, well below last year's Memorial Day prices of $3.62. The skies will be just as busy with more than 3.6 million people expected to fly over Memorial Day, and ticket prices are down.
The most affordable times to fly are right now at the very beginning of summer before mid-June.
Whether you're flying or driving, experts recommend giving yourself plenty of time to get to your destination safely. I'm Jen Sullivan.
On this date in world history. To quote American founding father Benjamin Franklin, you wouldn't hit a guy with glasses, would you? Okay, that's totally fake news. But what's not is what Franklin proposed on this date in 1785, bifocals, which would help people see distant objects in the top half and read with the bottom half. Cold War history was made on May 23, 1949. The Federal Republic of Germany, which became known as West Germany, was established by the US, the UK, and France. East Germany was the part of the country occupied by the Soviet Union. 4 decades would pass before Germany was reunited into one country. And this was the date in 1951 when China formally annexed or took over Tibet after sending troops there the year before. Despite a Tibetan independence movement that lasted for decades, Tibet remains an autonomous region of China.
Word it out. Boca diffraction and the rule of thirds all apply to what field? Astronomy, aviation, photography, physics. With Boca referring to a blurry effect and the rule of thirds related to image composition, these are terms used in photography.
This image of 5 old ladies sharing Chinese spring rolls and perhaps a little bit of neighborhood gossip is the winner of the World Food Photography Awards, sponsored by Bimi, a broccoli brand. The picture was taken in Sichuan province in China and won the photographer almost $7,000. The contest drew more than 10,000 entries from 70 different countries. The pictures range from great unscripted moments, like the wine photograph of the year showing Pinot Noir grapes being harvested at night, to expertly posed ones, like these shots of spaghetti and meatballs that won the Food Stylist Award. The judges said these pictures showcased both the messy and meticulous nature of pasta. There were numerous shots of food being prepared, where the people are as much of a star as the food. The winners even included food before it becomes food, like the Innovation Award winner that looks like an octopus crawling out of a laundry machine. Or this undeniably cute image of black piglets that took home the Food in the Field prize. It's titled, Hogging the Limelight.
From the Pine Tree State, we welcome Mr. Durfee's class this Friday. Wyndham Middle School is watching from Wyndham, Maine. From the Old Line State of Maryland, it's great to have Miss Joshi's or Joshi's class with us. St. Charles High School is in Waldorf. We're flying with the Eagles of Nixa High School. Mr. Villanueva's class is watching from Nixa in the Show Me State of Missouri. And from Coos Bay, Oregon, we're sailing with the Buccaneers of Marshfield Junior High School. Miss Syrup's class is there in the Pacific Wonderland. A lot of things in news, like life, can throw you for a loop. Where did that phrase even come from?
Depending on your perspective, these are either the most exciting or the most terrifying part of a roller coaster. Loop-de-loops. They're also one possible origin for the phrase thrown for a loop, meaning confused, astonished, or surprised. Similarly, a person can be knocked for a loop, a much older phrase that comes from the sport of boxing. If a punch knocks a competitor to the floor and back into a somersault, he's been knocked for a loop. A loopy person is disoriented, perhaps because they just got knocked out with a boxing glove, or because of anesthesia. If you've ever seen a video of someone after they've had their wisdom teeth removed, you know what that looks like. The earliest written use of loopy comes from the novelist Sir Walter Scott. If you're in the loop, you're aware of what's going on. And if you're out of the loop, you haven't been filled in on some information. There's some disagreement over where those two phrases come from. It could be from aviation controls, military communication, or electrical circuitry. No one is quite sure. But the oldest loop-related word or phrase, a loophole. That's a way to circumvent a rule. But originally, it was a hole in the wall of a fortress for an archer to shoot an arrow through. The soldier could watch through the hole, waiting for the perfect opportunity to let his arrow fly, all while staying protected behind the wall.
Earlier this month, a snake slithered into someone's backyard in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Normally, that wouldn't make news. The reason it did this time around was because this was the snake, a 9-foot-long reticulated python. Authorities believe it either escaped or was abandoned, but nobody came to claim it. Reticulated pythons are illegal in Iowa, but they are allowed as pets in Illinois. So Sir Hissalot, as officials named him, is headed for a new home in the Prairie State. Whoever found it can't be blamed for histrionics at the surprise of idiophobics and hysteric saying snakes alive. For goodness sakes, it's natural to want to constrict or restrict it to a zoo when psychology, biology, and herpetology snake up on you. I'm Carl Azus, and Fridays are awesome. Thank you for making us part of your day. We look forward to seeing you next Tuesday after the Memorial Day holiday. This is the world from A to Z, and you mean the world to me.